Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to the Magnum Minds podcast. It's your boy, Fonda Villain. To my left, we got the one, the only. Toes, what's good, man?
Hey everyone, it's me, Lack. So grateful to be here. And if you're new to the channel, new to the platform, thank you for hanging out with us today. And if you're returning, family, friends, welcome back. And we hope you hang out with us a little bit longer, dive into some topics with us, and get some laughs in, have some fun with us. And thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in indeed. Again, the boys, Pengu, Penguis, everybody's around. It's a time, the whole familia. But speaking of familia, we're just talking. You said Masood, shout out Masood. He said his family speaks what language?
Farsi.
Farsi.
They're Afghani. And I don't know a lot of people that speak Farsi, low-key.
I high-key don't know a lot of people that speak Farsi.
The one time I met somebody that spoke Farsi at the gym, I called Masood immediately. I was like, yo, talk to this
really?
guy. Yeah, because his name is
talk to this guy as well.
His name is Mohammed. Super chill guy.
Oh, shit.
But he just moved to the U.S. or something, and I was like, he just did something nice for me, like re-rack one of my weights or something.
Okay, nice.
So I tried to chat up with him, and I realized I couldn't. So we were just Google translating back and forth.
Okay, so that's cool. So you called him up for a reason, like, yo. This guy.
I was like, yo, I just met someone that speaks Farsi. Like, tell me, like, what this man's saying. But yeah, it was cool.
That's cool. That's one of those moments where you need the pixel buds, man. Where it's just like, yo, you need that live translate. That stuff is
apparently it doesn't work well. That's what Doe told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You tried it? Who did you try it with?
Doe. He told me like he tried it or something like that, but the AI assistant didn't.
What? It's like slow.
Well.
Is it delayed? Because another thing too is like waiting, that interaction where it's like you're listening and you're waiting and you're getting the translation and you're responding. It's never going to be like a normal conversation.
That's true.
Like it's not gonna amount.
The slight delay is not. It's gonna throw off the timing of but it's better than nothing though. I think.
Fair, but then when you were Google Translating on your phone, it was probably faster.
No, because I was typing.
Oh, you were typing because there's the audio though where you can literally just hold it.
Gym was too loud.
Oh, okay.
Gym was too loud. Yeah, fair. But I've been seeing so many memes with the Google Pixel Buds because people were like, "Yo, I'm going to every nail salon now, putting this on Vietnamese mode."
Nah.
I was like, "No, my aunties gossiping are gonna get so much heat."
He said, "My aunties is crazy."
Yo.
Wait, so we know Chinese got the restaurants.
Yeah.
Vietnamese is the nail salon parlor.
Yeah, nail salon, hair.
Which Asians do laundromats?
Koreans.
Yeah,
Koreans. Yeah.
Okay.
And they got the donut shops going too.
Donuts? I haven't heard of that before.
Bro, Korean donut shop? Bro, I know like two. I know two Koreans
that own here.
Yeah, that owns donut shops.
Donut shops is in the mix? I didn't know that.
I gotta put you onto something too, yo.
I was gonna say.
They have some mochi donuts. Places just pop it up.
Oh, mochi!
I had some with Lynn and Kat. Shout out to Lynn and Kat.
Hey.
My besties the other day, and it was really good. So I'll bring some over for the fam next time.
Yo, say less. I gotta tap in. I haven't had like proper donuts in a minute either. So
the texture is a little bit different. It's not like a regular donut where like a regular donut you judge it on like the fluffiness and how soft it is, how you bite into it, and like kind of the glaze kind of disintegrating in your head in your mouth. But with a mochi donut.
Crazy. The glaze disintegrating at the
resume.
But
with the mochi donut, it comes. Oh god, the more I explain it, it's like little balls stuck together, and the texture is a little bit chewier. But I'll bring some over.
What are the regular Korean donuts like compared to? Or they're just not that different.
I think they're very similar to American donuts, but compared to American donuts, which I've had here in Oklahoma, we have a place called Hertz Donuts, which I think is so overrated. I think it's.
Have I tried Hertz?
It's like the blue sign. Yeah.
I don't know if I've even tried it.
Like it's, people hype it up, but because they have cool designs and the donuts are fucking fat.
Oh, I see. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But every time I've had it, inside is kind of dry. It doesn't really taste too
mediocre.
Well. Yeah,
it's just they play around with it too much.
Right, and crazy. Korean donut shops, they have like kolaches, which is like the pastries wrapped around like a little dog, as a little dog.
Yo, you're not setting this up properly, bro. You're putting these guys.
Oh my god,
that's not.
That's an
But yeah,
Asian
I know
beef
what you
Wellington
mean.
for you. No, but no, but yeah, man.
Yo.
Yeah, Korean donut shops are, I feel like,
Huh.
elite, and they're so nice too. It's always a mom and pop.
Fair. Like,
Sometimes like if
own.
you chat with them a little bit, they'll just give you
Give
some
you
shit.
some.
Yeah.
That's how it be, man. That's how it be in every other country too. It's like you just once you become personable with the people, they're just like, hey, yo, by the way, just take, take this. You can just
Yeah.
take some. It is what it is.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But without getting too far into it, what the boys are bringing for y'all today, actually fun in my mind, fun topic. I saw this, I was like, yo, this is nuts. Shout out to Liz, chiropractor in Chicago. She actually we were just chatting and she was giving me the idea and I was like, we got to talk about this, bro. We
Damn.
have to talk about this. So what we're bringing in for
Okay.
you guys today is how males and females handle rejection. Yeah, how males and females handle rejection. So obviously, we're like,
Damn, I'm gonna get some heat, bro. I already know
boy,
I'm
don't
gonna
be
get
getting
some
rejected.
heat.
I know you don't be getting rejected, so I want to see how you talk about this.
I'm gonna spout my fucking drink. Nah, that's not true at all. Don't listen to that.
Yo, but nah. As always, we're gonna give you like our perspective of it and
Yeah.
what we think the female end of things are like. Obviously, there's no females here,
Yeah.
but females can leave their points of view in the comments, and we'll like to see some of those and read those out. So, that being said, how we handle rejection. Let's start with how we think females handle rejection before we get into obviously the basis of what we know.
Right. Man, I feel like okay, I'm gonna go straight into it.
Yeah.
I feel like females handle rejection so much worse than males.
Oh, that said.
Okay. And I think it's a multitude of things that are like multiple factors that are mixed in together. You know, part of it is like ego. Another part is like females typically don't get rejected. Like if you're a decent looking female, you talk to a guy, you ask for a guy's number. The guy is probably looking around like me.
Yeah, half the time.
Me?
Yeah.
Like you want my number? Yeah, you know that happens. That's me though. Fawn's probably like yeah.
Nah, cap. Go on.
But you know, like just because there've been more videos of people like going around interviewing, you know, girls or whatever, and like or girls interviewing guys, and like, you know, the guy would be interviewing a guy and be like, hey, yo, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
And the guy usually gives a realistic answer.
7,
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. I'm a 7 when I dress up like this when I'm going out, but I'm like usually like a 5.
Yeah, on an average day.
Almost every female I see, 10.
10.
I'm like, okay, elaborate. Like in my head, I'm like, what makes it a 10? Like you're so perfect.
Yeah.
There's no room for improvement. You know what I mean? And I've seen videos of like, you've seen like a guy that just like walks around, he like pretends like he's gonna kiss a girl, and then, like he like does
really?
like a
Haven't seen
turn,
this.
like last second. Man has gotten slapped so many times.
Because they wanted the kiss?
Yeah, because they wanted the kiss, but he like, you know, he like kind of pranked them, and I just like
And that's
turned
a
his
high
head.
key prank, but it's like
Got
you were
smacked
attacking people
every
because
time. Yeah.
Yo, that's also a crazy prank though. Still to even try and do that,
Right.
But if that's the reaction and response, then it's like, bro, what the?
It's always
what's going
violent,
on?
man. It's almost always violent. Like imagine
Crazy.
like a girl, or you try to kiss a girl and she like dodge you or something. You smack her.
Yeah, yo,
Jail time immediately. A guy will laugh it off, but bro, what?
I'm saying men that could barely get a dance. You're
Yeah.
talking about a kiss right off rip.
And on top of that, all the knights in shining armor, you're gonna jump in and try to jump you.
Yeah,
you can never
right?
hear yeah. You know what I mean?
Sheesh, that's facts. That's facts. I would agree though. Yeah, definitely. I believe like it's my perception that women do not handle rejection well.
Yeah.
And it might be because of what you said, which is just, well, it might actually be in part because of unfamiliarity. When you don't get rejected often, what do you do with that? When everything is just, not everything, of course, but when you're just constantly in that limbo of like, oh yeah, I mean, half the time I don't need to go out of my way to even get what I want.
Yeah.
And then when you do, majority of the time you do get it. So it's like, how do you even handle someone just being like, nah, I'm okay? Then the real gears start turning where it's like, oh, okay, he must be insecure about himself.
Yeah.
He probably is just not confident talking to like a nice 10, 10, 10.
Bad bitch like me.
Yeah, and
Yo.
it's
Yeah,
just like,
bro.
Sometimes
Spot on.
sometimes man, them
for
are just
real.
not, no. Like,
Yeah,
no.
like if a guy gets rejected, if I get rejected, I'm like, all right, man, like that's cool. It's nice to meet you. move on.
Yo.
But if a girl like gets rejected, I feel like, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't really want you anyway.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
some
you probably
shit.
don't even have like, oh, you probably don't have this, you probably don't have that. Oh, you
Yeah.
just you're not even my type, really.
Or like, oh, you trying to take me on a date, and you like, and the guy says no. Oh, you're broke, huh?
Yeah,
Bro,
facts.
the fucking broke thing. That shit's been trending too much.
That's funny. No,
If you're
but yeah.
broke, just say so. Oh man, what if I am? Huh?
What if we are? What if we're still trying to get in our bag? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that aside, though, yeah, it's never the experiences have never been well. Now, trying to think of a scenario where women have handled rejection properly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know I met several, like, and it's like I think that's the other caveat to the whole thing is like, there have been times I've been approached and I'm like, hey, I'm good, I have a girlfriend.
Okay,
and,
fair.
And she'll be like, oh, okay, well, it was nice to meet you anyway. Like it's handles it's
Too
so
well?
yeah, so well that like I don't even think about it. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like
Yeah.
but it's usually from like somebody that's like genuinely trying like wanting to get to know you and not just like a
casual
buy me a drink like type shit, like flirting with you to like buy you
okay.
buy them a drink or something.
That makes sense. Yeah. When someone's actually trying to like approaching you for, I mean, proper intentions, really, is what it sounds like. Yeah, that makes sense. Because now that you do mention it, half of the times when females do, it's to get a drink or to get something in return, right? So when it's for nothing in return, then I can see that being more like personable and like, okay, well,
yeah,
it is what it is.
And like in some like, and I think it happens for me in DMs more than like in real life, just because I'm not a going out type of person.
You're not in the area.
Like, I'm very much a homebody. I'm always at home.
Yeah, fair.
Or home at the gym or something like that. But like usually like they'll slide my DM. I'm like, hey, I think you're really cute or something. Like, would you like I want to get to know you, and I'll just go straight, and I'll just be like, I have a girl or something along those lines. Talk to somebody. They're like, well, she's a very lucky girl. Or be like, like I hope she knows she's a very lucky girl or something, and then just moves on. There's no like
fair.
There's no like, oh, like I'm not good. I bet you I'm better than her type shit.
Yeah. Has there ever been scenarios where they try to at least retain a friendship, or is it just like a move on, close curtain?
Yeah, not very often. I think, and I respect that, just because like. What friendship is? I don't need a friendship.
Right, because I was gonna say, because sometimes if you sleazy and it's like, oh, because I've definitely gone the kind of the same thing, and then of course it's always when random are in a relationship, and it's just like, sorry, not about it. This is a situation. Like, okay, cool.
Because that's how I test. Cause that's how I test females too.
Yeah.
Because like if I try to get someone's number, and then they're like, no, I have a boyfriend, the number one thing, bro, where I'm like, okay, I still have a way in, is when they're like, no, unfortunately, I have a boyfriend. Unfortunately, or sadly, if you leave with that, goal's still open.
Yeah,
like I'm like,
unfortunately, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I'll be like, yeah, but we can still be friends. Like that's cool. Like you give a cool vibe, and like
you're really chill.
I like your aesthetics or whatever. Like we can still be friends. And I usually still get it.
Dang,
but if it's
crazy, yeah.
If a guy's approaching you and you tell them, unfortunately, I have a boyfriend.
Unfortunately, that just means
unfortunately for him, I'm still gonna keep trying, bro.
Unfortunately for him, villainy. But I know what you mean, though. Yeah. That definitely leaves the door ajar. It's there.
Yeah. Have you heard that though? Like
no, not
I guess
particularly.
You don't like do cold approach.
I have before.
I've seen you do a few, but like
and it's like when I don't think I've ever really. It's in a group setting, not group setting, but it's when the mandem are around. Is that kind of like the confidence at least is there? So
the
you
group
at
mentality.
least group mentality. The mandem will just say, yeah, all right, cool. Like she does look good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And usually when they do lead with like, oh, I have a boyfriend. This. They don't say unfortunately, but sometimes they give off when they're answering that. They give off that like.
Like they kind of like slow down their tone and lower it. I have a boyfriend. Yeah.
That's the unfortunate.
Okay,
yeah. And it's just like, damn, all right, fair. But I never really, not in person. Maybe it's because my mind, like once they say that, it just throws off.
Because you just be sitting there and they just Just land on your fucking lap, bro. That's what I'm hearing. Uh,
Nah, it just throws out the whole game, and I'm just like, dude, I guess.
I feel like you have gotten approached more than you have approached.
Um,
The fact that you have to think about it is
No.
crazy. No, that's
Bro, 'cause
telling
there's
right. That's
timing.
telling right there.
No,
The
'cause
fact that you had to think about it real quick.
Nah,
because for me, I'd be like, hell nah. That's
Bro,
not a thing.
But because it's not like, because I think it's changing. That's why. I think it's like I had always been.
But the fact that
I'd
it
always
was
been
that
approaching.
almost balanced,
Bro,
to where
he
you
said almost balanced.
can run those
No,
numbers like
okay.
side by side.
There
like that?
are no, it's scenarios. You've been approached most likely on social media a lot. Yeah, okay. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I was thinking about, because I was like, in person, no, like females, for a female to walk up to you in person is crazy. It's
Crazy.
not-
I've seen it happen.
Yeah, that was the one time we talked about it.
There's
Last, was it the last? I think it was on one of the
That's
episodes
true.
that just came out.
I feel like it's more than.
But
I feel like with you, it happens in a way that's like more subtle. Like it would be like a friend that brought their friend, and then that friend would be like I do or something.
I don't even know that if that's ever been the.
Because I
That's what I'm trying
remember,
to think in person.
yeah. Because I remember, which time was it? But we were out together, and it was us and like 4 females.
Where was it, at like brunch or club something?
No, it was at night. It was right before
Nighttime.
No, yeah, it was nighttime, but it was like,
We were going out or something.
yeah, we went out. We
Trying to
fuck.
think.
I want to name drop, because if I name drop, you would just remember.
Oh, name drop. Then I'll watch it over and.
You gonna believe it out?
I'll watch it over and take it out. Yeah. if I have to.
Okay. But that night we were with, and
Oh,
And
okay.
she
Nah,
brought
yeah,
2
yeah, that
friends.
does jog the
Yeah.
memory. Yeah.
and
Okay.
like I while I was
But-
talking to
Was there as well?
that, yeah,
Yeah. So, but who came? You were definitely. Yeah, you were working.
bro.
That man Lack was working.
No, but I swear when we got into the club, like you were talking.
Oh,
to
we went
somebody
out to the
else.
club with them.
Not club, but the bar that we
That
went
we
to
went
last.
to. Yeah, the one I think it was like downtown or something. Yeah. I don't think anyone approached me that night though.
Definitely got bleeped all that shit out. All the names.
Majority.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take the names out, but definitely not as far as like someone approaching me out in person.
Mm-mm.
Hasn't happened as much. So, but the reason I was thinking about it was because I think on social media it's definitely been happening more often, and that's like that's kind of. There's so little risk almost. I don't know if that's, but there's such a difference between what I think guys go through more, which is getting rejected in person and just getting rejected on social media. Because social media, it's like, yo, you send it, you're doing what? You think about a text, sure, you send it, whatever the response is.
Yeah.
If it's something you don't even like, you can literally just delete the thread and just be like, yo, chalk it up, peace, move on. And it's like, on the female's part, that's less of a, it's not like less of a rejection, but it's just not as impactful, I think. So I think
that's
females do approach me more maybe on social media, but that's just because of that. It's like, it's not really like, come on. If it's, and even in that scenario, if we want to weigh the two, it's like I've definitely approached more females on social media too, for the same reasons, where it's like we're not out in person. It's kind of easier. You're liking some pictures. You just send. You think of the text. You send it. It just get left on red. It's left on red, right? So even in those scenarios, it's like still kind of been skewed more in the sense that I've been rejected more so than anything.
I feel like they sometimes do feel it though, you know. Yeah, and I'm.
You said they
do feel the impact, like the females.
Oh, even still,
and like I like maybe hurts them a little bit, just because like I've gone back on some. I scroll through my ODM sometimes.
Yeah,
like see like what that era was like, and then I'll click on some of them, and only my messages pops up, so I know they went back and unsent every
because
single
they're just
one.
like, I can't believe I really said that, and he just responded with not about it.
Right. So like, yeah, for me, like I know sometimes they feel it. Just based off of that, or like they DM me at a time where they shouldn't have because they were with somebody already, or
and then they really just they're like, okay, now I feel stupid, just even and then they take it out.
Yeah, like
okay,
and I'm not a home wrecker, so you know,
So
I'm not gonna play into that.
You
card
allow
either.
it. Okay. So how then? I guess that's kind of going into how we as guys handle rejection then, which I think the fair answer is like, in a way, better than females, of course, but personally, how do you handle rejection?
I used to be really bad. I'm being honest. Like
Yeah.
it used to be really bad just because I didn't talk to girls like as much as because I was always in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So when I feel like I did stepped out of my comfort zone and talk to somebody, like after like 2 years I'm not talking to a girl, like not flirting with somebody,
Yeah.
being very used to how you communicate with a partner for so long, when you try to talk to somebody new, trying to build up that rapport again, like, and getting rejected, it hits way
It
harder.
hits. Fair.
So that's why I would definitely encourage everyone, like, not everyone, like most guys to, if you're confident enough in yourself, or if you've already worked through most of your insecurities, do
Mm-hmm.
more approaches. Like,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
talk to them more,
Try.
so that the rejection will feel less. Like, every time you get rejected, it's gonna hurt less and less, and to the point where, like, eventually wouldn't even matter.
Right.
Wouldn't even matter. It would just be like something that it's a big routine.
And
Yeah.
and that's a good thing. It's not just to say like, oh, go shoot your shot with everyone.
Yeah,
It's not to say that, but it's just because the experience is so valuable of understanding. Like, okay, well, yeah, after the first 3 times, it's like you understand that there's not. At the end of the day, there's more to gain than to lose, right?
Yeah, it's a numbers game at the end of the day.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it from a dating perspective, but you definitely don't even have to approach everybody with intention either. Like,
right,
sometimes, like,
exactly.
approach somebody just like just drop a compliment. Like, hey, I like I like the color coordination you did,
Yeah,
or like,
yeah.
hey, where'd you get that hat, or I like those shoes you're wearing. So just something like a compliment to boost somebody, and you can just walk away. You don't have to get their number.
Yeah,
you don't have to close. You don't have to
Facts.
close, and it might do you better in the long run if you run to that person again. That person will have had a pleasant interaction with you the first time, so they're more likely to talk to you the second time.
Right.
And maybe the time is right the second time, and
then shit can play out.
Right?
Yeah, shit can pop off.
It don't have to always be closing. It doesn't have to be that's a salesman mentality. You're not trying to sell nothing.
Fair. Dang, I like that. Not just like, you're not a salesman, man. Don't be a salesman. Don't be a waste man. And I wish I had that. Advice growing up, because for myself initially, I always thought it was about like trying to close. I felt like if I didn't get the number or some form of contact, then it's like it was like rejection regardless, right? And that was when, shout out to the twins. That was when the mandem were really like, they were giving me game. They were like, yo, this is like, if this and this plays out, this is the kind of stuff that you should go through. This is like how you should feel about it. You should look out for these social cues as far as like body language and everything. Like, the boys were really putting me on, and I was just like, obviously being the youngin, I was just mans was nervous.
And and like those cues are important,
nervous,
man. Like,
they're
so telling.
They're so telling.
Like some of them, like just list some of them, like.
Oh, as far as like body language, like you start talking to a girl and maybe she's not, instead of facing you directly, she starts just facing.
Look at the feet, right?
Yeah, she's looking at her feet, or if she's at a bar and you say hello and everything, obviously looking at her side to side of the bar instead of like giving due proper open body language. She's like just hands closed, looking straight at the bartender, just waiting for her drink. You know she's not about it. She just wants to get her shit and go. Yeah. And it's just like little things like that, things that they
shorter
say.
answers, like, or not being dismissive, or not asking questions back.
Not reciprocating with like the energy and everything like that. So those are all things that like Mans was learning growing up, but initially I didn't know. Yeah. So I was just there like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And it's very awkward and weird, but
no, because I mean, I feel like it's because like didn't do it too often. From what I
because because of a courage thing. I don't think I was that courageous to do it often. But go ahead.
No, I'm just like, I think that's why I encourage everyone to just talk to strangers. Yeah, like when you're a kid, you like don't talk to strangers. But when you're an adult, you can. That's a skill set you should learn. Everyone should learn. Just because you're gonna be in rooms where you don't know nobody, you don't know anybody, and you're gonna be in places where you're gonna feel out of place. And the best way to incorporate yourself into that environment is through the people. And your people skills are something that you're gonna need the rest of your life anyway.
Literally,
why not sharpen that wherever chance you get? You're sitting on a and I get that most people that are just going about the day to day don't want to be approached or whatever. Yeah. But if you find yourself sitting next to somebody at a bar, like small talk, like, hey, what you drinking? Like, well,
literally,
like, or something like so simple. I've sparked so many friendships just from little things like that. Yeah, like so many people in my life now are just from me like making small talks.
Mm.
Yeah,
And then
and
building.
that's and building up, and that's how you like when you say someone tell you like build your life, it's through your mouth first, man. Like
Yeah,
that's. Mm-hmm.
you gotta put word out there, and I like that because train of thought just left me. But I was gonna say, yeah, as far as like meeting people, it's weird. Everyone appreciates a compliment.
Yeah.
So it's like as you're okay, it's because you were saying like going by your day to day and not wanting to be approached. It's like everyone appreciates a compliment,
Yeah.
even just the passerby, the
Right.
walking off, whatever.
Right.
Give them a compliment. Always makes someone feel good about themselves too.
Right.
And then half the times it's like, what was it? I think it was it Philly? It was one of the boys I was watching on YouTube, but he actually went sat down with random girl. It just so happened to be a female, but of course we're alluding that guys should also talk to like other guys and everything. That also builds rapport and it helps you build that like stranger engagement.
Yeah.
So, but he went sat down I think with a girl. She was sitting by herself, and I think her initial response was like, "Oh, sorry, I'm waiting for someone." Obviously, it turns out she wasn't waiting for anyone. She just sort of didn't want to be like she didn't want to be distracted or like interacted with. And he played it off so smooth. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he was like, cool. I'll just like you're just sitting by yourself. Tell me your name. Tell me your name. Went from there. Started talking, talking, talking. All of a sudden, he's like, anyway, I'm gonna go now because you got your boyfriend, your man's coming. She's like, no, 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 no. Like there's no yeah. She's like, nah, there's no one really. So he's like, oh, so you lied. Oh, that's crazy.
That
And then he
playful
just went from
banter
there.
is important, man.
Yeah. He was like, cool. Like after he just met her, introduced himself,
Yeah.
talked about one or two things. He was like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna head out. Your man's gonna be here anyways. And she's like, nah, there's no guy.
Wow.
And it's just like, bro, that's nuts.
That's definitely a best outcome.
Yeah,
for sure,
man. And it's just like at that point too, it's just really cool because again, I don't blame also for females, like I don't blame them for not immediately open up to anyone and everyone because man, them are psycho out here too.
Yeah.
Like there's some guys that definitely do some weird, creepy shit.
Right.
It's nuts.
Right.
Speaking of weird, creepy shit, I'm gonna bro. The one time I don't even know if I told you this, but there was one time I was talking to a shorty, bro. When I tell you, I don't even do this often, but not that I don't do it often. I don't do it at all. I was talking to the girl. We were texting back and forth. I think we had gone out once or twice maybe. And it's one of those things I had mentioned before on one of the other pods, I think, that I always just, show the man them who I'm talking to, who I'm working with. And I was on the phone with, I think, Lionel. I was on the phone with someone. I was doing way too many things at once.
Yeah.
So doing way too many things at once. I was looking for a picture of the girl. Couldn't find it, but she just posted a story. So I was like, okay, back. Just screenshot the story, send it to the man then. So it's like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. I was trying to show them the girl. And I screenshotted it. I was talking to Lionel on the phone, and I think I was talking to someone else in my room as well. Ended up sending the screenshot to her.
No.
Ended up sending the screenshot to the show. Oh, yeah. Nah, that shit was not funny, but yeah.
Oh my god.
I screenshotted the what's it called? Her picture.
Yeah.
Sent it. I was trying to send it to the mandem so they could see. Obviously, made a mistake. Sent it to her, and I was just like, "Fuck." I was like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
What do we do now? What are we doing?
Honestly,
what are we doing?
In that scenario, for me, honestly, is the best recipe. I mean, like, yo, I just thought you looked good, and I was telling my boy who I was talking to.
Literally, what I went with, I was
Yeah.
like, guys, I was like, I'm sorry. This is obviously weird as fuck.
I wouldn't even play it like
she
that.
She didn't send me the
No, I wouldn't even play it like that just because like I know for a fact if I'm talking to a girl, she's sending pictures of me to her female friend.
Yeah, but even not everybody. At least I was giving the benefit of the doubt of just like, yeah. I mean, most likely, yeah, for females too, I know that Amanda me in the group chat, like whenever they are talking to you, like they would send a picture some way somehow. Yeah. But I just thought it was weird because it wasn't even like sending her profile or sending anything. It was because I went to her story and screenshotted it and then sent it, and I was just like, yeah, that's kind of nuts. So
I feel like the story is better than
anything else.
Yeah, just because like a profile, like that means like the friends, whoever you're sending to, can just click on the profile or like go to the profile and just like create.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean.
Yeah.
it's normally it's like a screenshot, but the same thing
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
profile.
Okay,
They could just
okay.
pull out the name, but
Yeah.
it's also one of those things. I was just like, bro, that was just one funny interaction when you said weird interactions, and I was just like, yeah,
Nah, I don't think I've slipped up that
nah,
bad.
no crazy slip ups at all.
No, I mean
Hey,
I've
boy,
definitely
on point,
not
slick.
pictures, but I've definitely like slipped up sending texts to the wrong person.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But those are depending on the context of the text. Like those are not too bad to play off
Oh,
either.
sometimes they're hard to play off.
Depending on the context. Yeah, if you're saying
Bro.
if you're saying some very direct shit, it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
Because it'll be like, how was like, I was like, have your brother left yet or something like that? Like,
she's an only child, or she only has two sisters.
bro,
Yo, that's
it's like,
funny.
what brother?
Dang, that's funny.
I'm like, oh, my bad. Meant to send that to my cousin or something. How you know, it's hard to play off, but
Fair.
nah. I think in your scenario, like I feel like if I was a girl, I would
Yeah.
almost take it as a compliment.
I mean, I imagined, or at least I hoped
Yeah.
that she did. I was like, yeah, man, this is just
Well,
you look good. You looked
yeah.
good. I think it was the same thing that she wore when we hung out too. So I was like, yeah, like this whole thing. I was like, you look good.
So have y'all talked?
No date after that.
Damn. Damn.
Rejection. We're talking about rejection, right?
Fuck.
No date after that. But we moved.
Yeah.
It's like, yo.
Nah, but it's, you know,
like,
you always
fair
got you always got like 3 in the chamber, so it's
Jeez.
so
So it's on to the next one, eh? Nah, I was like, all right, maybe this is my sign to just cool down. No more dates at all.
We've
yeah.
been telling you for years,
He said,
dog.
We've been telling you,
Bro.
There's been no reason to.
Maybe go on dates like their job interviews.
Really? I don't think
back
I've been
to
on
back.
many dates. Even still, I feel like there are people that go on dates. One, because I
I
don't
like going on dates,
Huh?
dude. I like going on dates.
dates are fun, but it's like I can't even go on too many dates at like any given period of time, just because
What do
no,
you
no,
mean? What do you mean?
no, because
That's a choice.
I mean, yeah, no, but I'm saying because it's like even with because even whenever I have the apps, and I maybe have said this before,
Yeah.
but I never have it for more than a week, just because talking to whenever you
A
start
1,000 girls at a time. Yeah,
Nah.
I'd be so my thumb would be
Nah,
falling off,
bro.
son.
more after once it's like 3 4, it's like all right, cool. If I have already exchanged contacts and everything, it's like bet I don't even want the app. And then on top of that, like based whoever I do want to go on a date with, I'm like, bro, I'm not just gonna like sure it's good. I feel like having good conversation
Yeah.
either over the phone or just through text is enough. Like we don't need to go do an entire
Man, you know what's
date,
getting me right now?
whatever.
The fact that you only have the app for like a week at a time, and you can land 3 or 4, and you like
Bro,
that means your
what?
algorithm didn't even need to bill. It was already tip top the moment you fucking
He said
logged
doesn't
in.
need to build
Bro,
this
you know how many
funny-
fucking girls have to swipe left on for fucking
For
weeks
one to-
just to like climb the ladder
You're
slowly?
goofy as hell.
Bruh.
That's cap too. First of all, we know that's cap. We
No,
know
bro.
Lax Hinge game crazy.
Nah,
Dating
chill,
app
chill.
game crazy. What was shout out Steven.
Steven?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Steven could attest.
Bro. I was going off on
need
this
to-
profile though.
Yeah, Steven could attest.
Man,
Lax be
I should
crazy
have been
with
paid
it.
for that shit. I lent him a place to stay.
Oh,
He was
shit.
traveling. I lent him a place to stay with a shorty.
Lax just knows all the right things to say. Apparently,
Nah, not
Yeah.
enough.
so leave a comment for that.
Nah,
You
don't.
gotta leave
Wait, no.
leave your Hinge profile.
No.
I got you right. This is for the
Alright.
man them. Yo,
That'd
man
that'd be cool though.
For the
That'd
boys?
be a dope episode. Like,
That'd be
like improving the fans.
improving the
yeah.
communities.
Catch you on Fiverr.
Dating apps.
$5 a
On
profile.
Facts,
No,
bro. Literally work. If you get like 3 likes or 3 stable connections, solid. That's a W.
Nah, 3 or 4 just from 1 week is crazy. Like, to where like enough
Why
enough
you
to go on
on-
a date. No, it's okay. Like I
No, not the same week, but just saying like those could be dates.
Oh yeah, you gotta spread them out, huh?
What?
yeah.
Alright.
No, I'm like,
Yo, but
no. I'm so
moving.
tired of apps though. I can't have I don't think
That's
I
what
can.
I'm saying,
I
is
can.
you
I
can't
can't
do
get back
it.
on them again.
for you gotta have like the time in between.
Yeah,
It takes too much.
I think now I'm just like, if I see somebody on, which I'm not doing that any fucking time soon. I like being. I feel like I need to be alone nowadays, just like because I like being alone, and I have some things that like
You want
I wouldn't be able to figure out unless I'm alone.
fair.
But I think if I ever got back into it, and I like somebody, or if I saw somebody on social media I like, I'll just straight
Straight.
DM. Yeah.
Yeah.
No like fucking fire emojis under their pictures for weeks. Swiping up on the stories for a
Yo,
fucking
the fire
month.
emojis is facts.
Yeah.
Because that's how it used to be. It's just like liking every once in a while. Just
Yeah,
keeping
like
it,
and not too
bro.
much. You would see
Not
every
too
post.
much. Yeah.
You don't like every
You
post.
don't like every one.
Selective. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Every once in a while, you just allow it so you don't
And you
seem
like the
like
more wholesome one, so she don't think you're a dog.
I give you free game today.
No,
Say
bro,
less.
don't follow my advice.
Free game
Don't follow
today.
my advice.
But yeah, speaking on rejection, another thing we wanted to touch on for the people was we talked about how men and women handle rejection. Now another like interpersonal rejection that's kind of harsh, and I really want to get your insight on this because you kind of know my background with this, but how your family or how do you handle your family not accepting your partner? So maybe not necessarily rejecting your partner. Let's not go that far, but just as far as like not accepting, because I think there's a difference, kind of.
Yeah. For me, I have a little bit of my background. I'm Vietnamese. My family and I moved here in 2007. So my parents are still very much with the traditional mentality.
Fair.
Obviously, they've grown away from that more and more. Because like they've met I'm not gonna say so many, but they've met. Fuck.
That's
No,
so
but
many introductions.
at
by the
first,
boy.
at first when I brought a girl home, like she was Caucasian, she was white, and it was they were like they always tell me like we want you to find a Vietnamese girl, like it's like somebody
Yeah.
that we can communicate with and whatnot. And I think it's just like a fear on their end of like the unknowing, not being able to like communicate with like somebody that's
Yeah,
gonna take care of their son or be their son.
reasonable.
But they
Right.
were just thinking too far ahead because like I knew this probably won't like last too long.
Man, just breaking hearts.
No,
Dang.
just because I was really young.
Yeah.
And like even though I've said this before, like when I date somebody, like I always see that being a prospect of like marriage. You reach a point though where you're like, okay, like maybe not,
Maybe,
yet.
yeah.
At the very least, not yet, or like not to where like I can consider this anymore. But like, unless like something things just start aligning again.
Yeah, like how it should.
So
That's fair.
for me, my parents they started out just like being very upfront with who they want me to date. But as times went on, it's Oklahoma. There aren't a ton there aren't a ton of Vietnamese people around. Most of my friends are either African American, Hispanic, or like white.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I have a lot of white. I don't have any white friends.
Shannon, shout out Shannon.
Oh,
Dang, that's your
Shannon.
best girl too.
Yeah. Damn, no, I don't even. Well, I guess I was thinking from like a guy, like from guys too.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Because I was trying to think of like most of my friends are guys now.
That's fair. I was gonna ask where the Vietnamese crowd is in the nation.
Dallas, Houston, California. It's somewhere on the East Coast.
Fair. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense geographically.
But now though, like, I think there's a trust in them. Like whoever I bring home, like I've already vetted them very well. And my parents are usually very accepting now of whoever I bring home. Like, there's no like, oh, like you should find a Vietnamese girl, or like why don't she like this or that? Like, it's not that anymore. So I think that was only possible with time and with exposure.
Yeah,
'cause
to the people that you brought. Yeah,
right, because the type of work they do, they own a nail salon. Very stereotypical. But they've met a lot of people, so like they're more comfortable with the language now. They can communicate. So
fair.
for me though, I still would like to stick to like an Asian, like an Asian, just because like it's fun to teach someone your culture, but it's like a different feeling when you're like communicating with somebody.
Yeah, who's
on the same
already
level.
adept.
Right.
Yeah.
And like and you're learning things from them, and because even though I've been here for 16 17 years, I find myself like missing my like never want to lose my roots, and like always wanting to like keep my culture. And and I understand that like if I marry somebody and I have a kid with them, life gets in the way. It might be too hard to like be a one-sided thing to where like I'm trying to teach them like all the Vietnamese culture, and
Yeah,
then my other partner is like
trying to
imposing
incorporate
like
their.
their culture onto it, onto the kid, and it might just be confusing on the kid. Um,
Hmm.
so I mean, wherever life takes me, I'm
Yeah,
happy with
there.
it.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, my parents. As for me, I guess like it boils down to if my friends like don't like my partner, I would need to know why, right?
Okay.
And with my family, like it's a different story. But with my
Okay.
friends, people that I'm always communicating with, I'm always close with. Like if I bring a girl around you and you're like, yo, her vibe's a
Nah,
little
not
off,
her. Yeah.
yeah, I would ask why first before I act on it. And if it's something that's fixable, cool. I'm loyal to my partner to a
Right.
fault. But at the same time, like if you guys are, I feel like every girl I brought around you, you've been super, like
I mean, yeah,
super
they've been
welcoming,
cool.
and
So
yeah,
luckily, that's not even been an issue. Not
right,
even existent. Yeah.
yeah. So that even adds more to it. And so if you actually spoke out about somebody,
About somebody,
I'll be like,
then.
okay, gotta be, we gotta sit down and talk then.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, and I respect that because yeah, that's another thing too. Is like I like how you said like you would ask why and try to at least get some intel because I think a lot of times, especially nowadays, some people are I don't know, they're like proving which again a friendship and a like that brotherhood obviously it means so much, but some people don't even they I feel like they just jump to conclusions
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like I don't know if this is like a female thing. At least for the guys that I know, it's not really existent. But if their friend had told them something, they're acting on it immediately, and it's just like, wait, but you should also understand that you chose this partner, unless you just have a bad track record of choosing partners. But
mm-hmm.
you chose this partner for a reason, so you
Yeah,
should
yeah,
at least have some faith, at
right,
least get some justification as to like, okay, wait, but what is really going on? Why does my friend really like not about this? Like, at least gather some intel. So I like the fact that you said that you would do some of that before you act on it. But okay, that's cool. I can appreciate your parents just being like, cool. Like they
yeah,
trust you, they trust what you can do, they understand your character. And I think we talked about it in the very first episode where it's like they have become proud of who you are and who you've become and know that you are safe and okay in everything that you decide to do. And I think that also just translates and shows that very well, where it's like, cool, we wanted a traditional Vietnamese girl for him, but he knows what he's doing. We trust in his ability to know, to understand people. Let him do his thing.
yeah,
As for me, my answer, it's like parents are the same way. Came to this country, they've obviously had, they are very traditional and they definitely have like a particular outlook on what my dating life should be. Especially more recently, just because I'm at least getting to the point where like things are more serious, of course. Not that they haven't been serious in the past, but it's like I'm even with me, I'm like learning them at the same time and like getting more comfortable more so recently with introducing them to people and all that kinds of stuff like we were talking about earlier. And so parents would say naturally marry a Cameroonian girl, particularly from Bali. That's the village that I'm from in Cameroon. And they're like, yeah, you want to like keep the culture. You don't want to, what's it called? They're like, because our dad is relatively, I mean, I would say very important, especially like in our tribe and everything. And he's like, you don't want to like disseminate his name by just they're thinking of it as like a big pot that's just gonna be diluted
yeah,
if I like marry or meet someone outside of the culture, and they're like you don't want to do that just because like it's not as unfair as it sounds. Like it's not really the best course of action for you to just like your family name to just sort of be carried and lost in the abyss is how they think of it, which I understand to a certain degree, but at the same time it's like life, I mean, it's my life.
yeah,
At the same time it's like that's putting restrictions on the type of people that I can meet, the type of
right,
relationships I can build,
mm-hmm.
where I can essentially go in life,
Right,
literally. So it's so hard to try to think in that traditional mindset. Although I understand it very much, it's like, but how do I really just like try to restrict myself
yeah,
in a way for the sake of like all the old tradition and keeping things going
right,
when there's just so much more. So
yeah. I mean, like, and I in a way, like, I resonate with them too. Like, of course, like, for the preservation, because as you say, like your dad's very important, your parents are very important in the community. So like so everyone is always looking at your family and always like all eyes on you guys. So it's important for them to try to preserve that. But I mean, honest, at the end of the day, how many generations can they do that when you guys moved here?
Yeah,
like,
facts. That's another thing.
Maybe they could do it for you, but are you sure? Like, are they sure that your
follow
kids
through?
Yeah, right. Because you're a very open-minded individual, and I don't think you ever restrict somebody on who they care, like me, and because like people that you date or you talk to, they're very Except I don't think you ever dated an Asian girl, but
I've never dated an Asian girl. Funny enough, I've
fuck,
only
whatever, man.
The first girl I brought home, black, dark skinned girl. I think I talked about this on the pod. This is a while ago. She cheated, but we're young, so it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I just started uni. I was like, what, 16? Because I just started as like 16 at the time. She was 17 or something. So that's
maybe your own peeps. It really be your own peeps, because the first girl I dated like to where I'm like, I brought a Vietnamese girl cheating on me too.
Oh, you look so salty,
bro. Because yo,
gave me the eyes.
Yeah, it's but she reached out to me recently.
Oh really? Okay. I think you did tell me.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Life fucking comes full circle all the time. But
that's funny for real.
Like, it be your own fucking people. But like,
that's happy.
Back to the point of like I don't think my parents considered like the statistics of it. If I only try to find Vietnamese girls, like the dating pool for me is already kind of small from like the criteria I look for. Vietnamese people make up less than 1% of the population here, and they're not fucking concentrated in Oklahoma.
Yeah, like, so it's like,
bro,
how are you even going to?
That's what I'm saying, man.
But you be going to California a lot though.
Yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, but it's like to see my family, and even though I've talked to and dated a girl out there, like I don't want to. Really? I don't want to move out there.
Fair.
Yeah, and the distance is kind of. I can't do long distance.
Not for you.
Yeah, not for me. If she's. Anyways, yeah,
we'll get into that.
Yeah,
we'll get into that another time. But that's fair though. Yeah, it's hard when you think about it that way. It's like, how many people of that nature really are you giving me to work with? It's like, how many Bali people? Sure, there's kind of a lot of Bali people, at least for me and my culture. But it's like out of state. First of all, you got to rule out all the ones that aren't family, because you know how we consider everybody family.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool. Who's not?
Your family's big as hell,
bro. It's big as fuck. Yo. So it's like, who's not family? First of all,
yeah.
Because you don't want to run into that.
Show me your 21 and 23 and me.
Heike. Yeah, I think Heike, one girl that I was interested in. This was a long time ago. She was family. She was like, our grandparents were. Was it on our granddad's side, like great granddads or something? And it was just like, I was like, okay.
But it's not like, so it wasn't. Oh, it would be blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be blood. Yes.
What?
At our granddad.
Sweet
crazy.
Home Alabama. No, I'm kidding. No.
That's nuts. But yeah, so it's like, you got to run like out of that first, and then, but so all that to say, as far as like my family being accepting of my partners, dated the black girl. That was relatively early, so there was like nothing there really.
Yeah.
As far as like their interaction with her, but then after that, dated 3 white girls, introduced 2 of them to my parents, and the very first person, I think, like, I feel like I saw the point where my mom could, because my mom is like the big boss. Yeah, she's the one where it's like, it comes down to her, Heike. So I feel like it would have gotten to the point if she had seen enough like values in her that I saw, and like the way that I moved, essentially just to trust me the same way your parents do for you. I feel like she would warm up to it. It wouldn't be. I already understand and know that it wouldn't be like her ideal situation, but again, at the end of the day, it's not her situation. You know?
Yeah. Like, this is someone you come home to every night. You spend time with, and you have to build a life with.
Exactly. So like, it's just one of those where I could see her warming up, and at the end of the day, if it really came down to it, like she'll manage for sure. But no choice. I don't think, I'm not even certain that she would ever let go of that ideology though, of like the family name, marrying the true African woman. Like, it's gonna stick with them forever. Yeah, the moment you tell her about one fight, I told you, bro. I'm saying, you're not gonna
I told you
the end of it.
Yeah.
That's literally how it's gonna go. But yeah, man, it's just one of those. I don't know. It's kind of interesting that you mentioned like how I would be with my kids, because I don't even think I've thought that far of like how it would carry on, like what the next few
Yeah,
generations would look like.
man. I mean, bro, I sat down and I thought about it the other day, and it didn't blow my mind, but I'm like, yo, this is cool. It's so fucking cool that like out of all my lineage, like I'm like the first gen that to like travel
First gen.
across the ocean to that extent,
Same.
and like starting a life here, like from
Mm.
like a very very young age, because like we have family that moved here,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like post war. You know what I mean?
Fair.
It wasn't like because like were born here or like grew up here or something, and so like every step I take now, it's uncharted. Really,
Yeah.
like no one has in my lineage at least has traveled this far.
Same
And
for
like
us.
yeah, right.
Go
So
ahead.
I think as that comes with responsibility, and for sure, and it's up to like us to set the tone for how our the next generation, the one that we're
Yeah.
trying to pass on to, is gonna move. Like, do we want to
Dang.
approach it with an open mind and just let everyone do whatever the fuck they want to
Whatever.
do, or like, do we always hang on to like core value? I mean, core values definitely, but
Yeah.
like tradition, and I think culture definitely, but like there are certain traditions that I don't think I can hang on to with my culture at least.
That's interesting. What would you say?
Something like marrying, the Vietnamese,
Like
like the traditional,
strictly only
strictly
married?
sticking to my the Vietnamese, typical Vietnamese girl, and or like finding a girl that just wants to be home all the time and just like only wants to be a home
Yeah,
housewife,
that.
or being and like dedicating my whole life to just working, and then like not really enjoying
Really.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it is, man. Like I'm my family comes from like a workaholic like background, and it's just so sad to see, and
How life is passing.
yeah, like that's why I'm trying to enjoy it more. I'm trying to travel more. I'm trying to just do more of everything, just to like dial in what is important to me, what I need to, what I will pass on, like what I will learn and I will pass on.
Yeah, and you'll pass
Because
on.
everything you learn, you can't pass everything you learn on.
Yeah, and they're
You
gonna
know
have
what I mean?
obviously whenever they grow, like they're gonna develop all their views
Yeah.
on everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's only so much that you can even actually make sure they incorporate. So at least you want to make sure like their cores
Yeah.
are a major part. No, that's fair, man. That's fair. That's fair. Interesting. For sure, you guys should let us know how your families and what your views are as far as like how accepting they are, especially if you come from different backgrounds and cultures. Definitely want to hear about that. How it happens in what's it called? In like Japanese culture, because I understand that's also another one that would be
Yeah.
strict,
Oh
right?
God, yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw like the princess like marry like a commoner, like a common
Oh,
person,
really?
and she had to give up her royalty status to be with him.
Nuts. They just essentially disbanded her from the family.
Yeah, yeah. Like they disown her.
Yeah, that's well, it's tough, bro. Like,
Yeah.
does it really come down to that? That's so crazy.
Yeah, but
But
man, that man got some pull though.
yeah, pull the
What?
princess.
He on he
Pull
not
the
on he not on any
princess is
fucking apps. Like, how do you
crazy.
meet the princess as a commoner? Like he's a
Right?
fucking
Because
he's
they're not
yeah.
passing by. Like,
He's a student. He's not even working.
bro,
Not
that's
even.
crazy. Good for him though.
Yeah, unemployed kings. Stay
That's
up.
landed. He's still on the king.
I want to say
I'm
shout out to
sure
Eric. My man
kings-
got a job now.
I got a
Fuck.
job, working like 2 jobs though. But no, that's facts. Yeah, so definitely want to hear some of that. Leave us some in the comments. Go to Spotify. We're gonna have some polls up. Let us know what you think. Answer the questions. And while you're doing that, make sure you leave a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
5-star rating on Spotify. 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Like the video on YouTube. Hit the notification bell. You know when the boys are on. When the boys have dropped. Subscribe, of course. We don't need to even tell you. Actually, we do need to tell you that because none of you guys, a lot of you guys are not subscribing. So subscribe. It helps the boys out a lot. Leaving likes, leaving comments, so we know what you guys are thinking. We know how to curate the, the angles of everything for you guys. It's all for the benefit of the community. And man, don't worry, shoot your shot. Worst thing that they can say is no. I mean, they could say worse things.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
She could definitely say.
Yeah, actually, I said that and I was like, actually, I've seen the memes where it's like, yeah, the shorties be saying crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And not to tell the ladies to let their guard down because man, them are weird out here.
Yeah.
But be personable.
Yeah. And that's like a way for you to train yourself on how to vet out too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you get to hear a word at least.
Right.
It's so. But that being said, hopefully we catch you guys in the next one. I mean, for sure we'll catch you guys in the next one because you brought the bags and you're here to stay. And with that, just want to tell everyone, it's all love, baby.
It's all
love.
love.
It's all love. So take it easy. Peace.